Hey guys, my first trade was a complete loss, but stick around and find out how it changed the way I took my second trade. So every morning, you don't want to take any trades the first couple minutes. Everyone's excited, everyone's putting their buys and sell orders. You want to give the market some time to show you the direction. Coming into the market today, I noticed both NQ and ES has rejected off the overnight VWAP. Now, I trade mainly with four things. One is the 9:30 a.m. New York VWAP. Two is the overnight VWAP. Three is an anchored fib. Four is the correlation between NQ and ES. So right now I'm just trying to see where the market's going, and it has large wicks on the bottom, so this is telling me that it's probably going to push up. Now if it pushes up to the overnight VWAP, I'm expecting a rejection there, and you see me flipping back and forth with ES, and ES is already launching up. NQ is stalling behind, so you can tell today ES is the stronger pair and NQ is the weaker pair. So that blue line is the anchored VWAP and the red line is the overnight VWAP. And this is my fib, this blue box. It's pretty much 25, 50, and 75. It gives me an idea on the area of the New York session. I usually anchor it just to the high and low of the New York session. 75 would be the upper area, 50 would be the middle, and 25 would be the lower area. And I'm a trend trader, so what I do is, if it's on the upper quadrant, which is the 75, I'll take a long. If it's on the 25 on the lower, I'll take a short. And 50 is usually where I determine long or short based on if it breaks the blue line, which is the 9:30 VWAP. So you see here that ES is already rejecting that red line, which is the overnight VWAP. And you can't really see it here, but NQ is also rejecting the line, and I'm expecting both to fall. Yeah, you see that? I'm expecting both to fall down a bit. And when it does, once it gets to the blue line, which is the New York VWAP, I will be able to determine if I'm going to go long or short. Okay, now that I reached the blue line, I'm looking at what ES is doing. ES is still above, so I'm not taking a short yet. See how ES just broke down? That's why I took this short, because now NQ and ES is below the blue line, which is the 9:30 VWAP. So I usually target 1-1. That's what the fibs are for. The most interesting part here is that I knew I was going to lose this trade when I flipped over to ES and I noticed a giant green bar, and you're going to see it on my screen. And I don't close the trade because I've already accepted the risk, and you never know what's going to happen with price. So I just held till I hit my stop, and this is how you're going to stay in the game long term. See that green bar? And this is when it hits, and this is when I noticed only one of my Tradeify accounts was selected, so that was a minus 250 on one of them. And then I quickly fixed it where it copy trades all 5, and I noticed NQ is rejecting back down. But when I switch to ES, it's still all the way up there, so I don't take a short here, and I'm just waiting for more confirmation on what to do. Either ES breaks back down and I take a short NQ, or NQ breaks up with ES and I take an NQ long. Now I want the short because NQ is so weak, so I'm waiting for ES to come back down. And once I flip the screen back to ES, you're gonna see ES has closed below the blue line, which is the ES New York VWAP, and I take a short. And right about here, yep. And I target a 1-1, But in my mind, I want to make back the first trade, so I'm looking for targets. That red line is yesterday's low. Then we have Asia low and London low. So we have 3 really good targets. I'm confident that it's going to hit at least one of them. So I extend my targets to Asia low. And you're going to see me add in when, yeah, there it is, when there's displacement, because I'm confident on these targets. And as price starts continuing in my direction, you're going to see how I manage my trade and move my stops. Okay, there's the first movement. I'm looking at ES to see a rejection. I like it. And I move it to BE. And then it's going to keep going down. Come on, hit the target. You see me here. I was about to drag the stop loss back up to give it more room. It's always a psychological battle. And there it is. And I hit TP right there. That's how I ended my day green, with most of my Tradeify accounts plus 500 and that one account minus 250 for the first trade, and now it's plus 250.